Okay, so this is Karen, and I'm working with Taylor this afternoon, and together we created a lesson in Nearpod about making or breaking friendships. So the lesson activity is planned to engage students in the process of determining whether certain behaviors will help them make friendships or will break friendships. The specific behaviors that we decided to target this afternoon were sharing, appropriate usage of language, feelings, and respecting other people's feelings, lying, gossip, and breaking promises. This is found under family life in third grade standards for Virginia. It states that the students will describe the type of behavior that enable him or her to gain friends or lose friends. And the objective that we created together was that given that students receive direct instruction via Nearpod, students will be able to categorize behavior that help them gain or lose friends by labeling scenarios as either appropriate or inappropriate with 9 out of 10 accuracy.
So to begin using our Nearpod, the teacher would come over to her panel and select a live lesson, and that will pull up a code. And so on this browser, we're going to demonstrate how the student would interact. They would enter this code. Karen would join, and it will pop up. And so now the teacher would walk through giving a brief introduction of the lesson and how friendships can be either make or break and what plays into that. When she's ready, she could switch. In this slide, we would talk about what these pictures were depicting. So here, obviously, we have gossiping. Here appears to be two girls are not sharing, and here breaking of promises. Once discussion had finished, the teacher could click again, and this slide contains a video. So we would want to play it on all devices. So if we are the student, we could click play. And this is just a short clip about a couple animals who make different choices about respecting each other and sharing the bridge. We won't play the whole thing.
It is very cute, though.
It is very cute.
And then together we made a chart so that students can get some clear definitions in their mind, because up to this point we've been talking pretty abstractly about behavior and friendships. So right here is a really concrete example for the students to go look over as a class with guided instruction. So we have a column for making friends, and that includes sharing, using appropriate language, and respecting feelings. And then we have behaviors that do not make friends that we've already gone over, such as lying, gossip, and breaking promises. Again, the point of this slide is to just give students concrete examples and definitions of what these behaviors look like.
And now we have a quiz, and for our quiz we have 10 different pictures that students will click on and view, and they have to decide whether this picture is showing students who are making a friendship or breaking a friendship. And so in this picture, Karen, which would you choose?
I'm going to have to go ahead and say that this is making a friendship, because those girls look like they're sharing.
Beautiful job. And so at this point, we're going to move right through and just briefly show. We can see over here that Karen's score for the first question was recorded, but for time's sake, we're not going to answer all of these questions. They are available, however. Each of our points in our lesson plan were highlighted during this. And then if we move back to our teacher side, we have a bonus question. Karen, would you like to introduce this?
Yes. So we decided to create an ambiguous moral situation for the children to go over together after they have gone through their little mini lesson on friendships. So the scenario that we created is as follows. You heard that Jessica's best friend is going to throw a surprise party for her this weekend. Everyone knows except Jessica. In the middle of the week, Jessica asks you if you know anything about a surprise party. What do? So this is morally ambiguous for the kids because they can lie to her and say they don't know anything, which we've already gone over as a negative behavior in making friendships, or they can tell her the truth and ruin the surprise. So we came up with four different answers. Lie and keep the party a secret, tell Jessica the truth and ruin the surprise, run away and don't answer her, tell her that there's a party, but she has to pretend to be surprised. So there's no right answer to this question. This is simply just for the sake of discussion, and so for that reason we created it in the format of a poll so we can see how many students agree on their answers together.
All right, Karen, which answer do you think you should choose?
I know myself, and I know if I was in the 3rd grade, I would tell her that there's a party, but tell her that she has to pretend to be surprised.
So let's see what our poll is saying. All right, so far, Karen's response is the most popular. So after this lesson, we would definitely want to discuss with the students their answers to the poll, answer any remaining questions that they may have from the quiz. If there were quite a few wrong answers on a particular question, obviously we would want to go back and review that question and the principles behind it. But other than that, this is fairly straightforward. Students can interact with each other after the fact, maybe practice different scenarios. Anything else, Karen?
Nope, that's pretty much it. Nearpod is it's a handy tool, especially when you have to get a substitute involved, and it's really great to have this kind of technology available in the classroom.